On The Go.
ELLE On The Go.
COCO ROCHA, welcome to the ELLE On The Go with Ginta. I'm very, very happy to have you here today.
I'm excited to be here.
And it's really great pleasure to share a little path with you, because I did study in your academy a couple years ago.
No way.
Yes.
I love that you just kept that to yourself till now.
Yes.
Wait, online, in person?
Online, because
Okay.
I was not in New York.
Okay.
So I did the course online.
Very cool.
And it was amazing. I loved it. And I was like shaking it off at home.
Oh, that's amazing. Was it during COVID or after a little bit?
It was a couple years ago. I think right after it.
Okay.
But I think you just found something that nobody really teaches.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Confidence
that.
on stage.
Yeah, we tried.
And confidence on set.
Yeah.
How was it born?
Oh, how was it born? Well, so I've been modeling now over 20 years. And maybe the last 15, I would be brought into agencies and just kind of be told like, hey, this model needs a little help with their runway walk, so just help them. And it was kind of this big sister, help the younger sister sort of thought. And then over time, the agents were kind of like, well, why don't you help maybe some of them with some posing? And I was like, how do I teach someone posing? This seems kind of ridiculous. It's just you pose.
Yeah.
So I started to create these sort of lessons per se at agencies in New York. And then sure enough, over time, it kind of grew to people understanding that this was kind of my thing to help the younger generation. If it was on physical sort of like posing, or if it was sit down and discuss, I don't know, just like what it was like to be a model, how to, the expectation of a model. And through, my husband and I were like, well, maybe we should just start actually teaching people with a broader idea. So we've been doing it now 6 years.
Congratulations.
Over 5,000 models, thank you. A beautiful team that works with us. And yeah, we are on our 135th camp. Actually, when we go home, we start another one. So yeah, it's been kind of fascinating because I thought the first camp it would be one and done. I taught the 10 people and there's gonna be no more. And sure enough, we all understand people want to be educated for different reasons, but models don't have a place to learn. And again, when we say to someone, a model's gonna learn how to model, they're like, oh, I'm gonna teach them to walk and pose, like how crazy. Sure, that's one side, but maybe if you remember, we're training about contracts, agencies, accounting. To be a businessman or woman in an industry where you're expected to be young and you're expected to know everything at day one. So it's been a learning curve for me, and I'm hoping a great learning curve for all the models.
Is there one advice you could give like a newcomer in the model industry?
Yeah, I just think it's fascinating how the mentality now is just, I want this, so I deserve this. That there's no work ethic expected. And it really is like any other job, expect to work really hard and be a nice person. So my favorite quote in the whole world from my new generation of anything, whatever you want to do, it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. I think too many people think the persona of a model is she's better than everyone. She gets to command the room and the world, falls to her feet, and it's just not the way. I mean, I just saw you with your team goofing around, being silly and fun, respectful. That's the main part. It's like that we're a team effort. In the end, these cameras shut down, these people walk away. We don't have, a platform to talk on. We need our team. So it's expected that we be nice and kind to everyone if we expect it to come back to us.
Oh my gosh, this is so gorgeous. This is really amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you for the inspiration. And talking about modeling, social media nowadays has a big role also in modeling.
For sure.
What's your relationship with the social media?
Yeah, I mean, it's the place where you get to talk about whatever. And I know I sound always like the old lady in the room when I say I remember a time as a model where there was no such thing as social media or a platform for a person like myself to just go and talk about anything. Looking back, how scary is that? Because there have been many impactful moments in my life where social media kind of helped. It was the thing that kind of segued my career, and I was able to tell stories, impact other people's lives. Had I not had that platform, where would my career be, or any of our careers be without it? So I do look back at that time going, it's less stress. Social media is like a lot. It's work.
It's a work of itself.
You know, and then you do all that work, and then the comments come in, and you're like, wow, why am I allowing people to treat me like this? It's a lot, but at the same time, I'm happier now in this career than I was back then, knowing I can always talk about whatever I want. And
you have a voice,
and I have a voice that never felt like it was heard back then, and it is quite an amazing tool. But can it go away? Who knows? Like, we hear that there's platforms maybe being removed. We hear, you know, there's rules being put into place for different things. So I always say, take this opportunity now to use your voice, because you just never know if it will be silenced again.
That's so true. And if one of your kids came up to you one day and said, Mom, I want to be an influencer, what would you say?
Well, models are the first influencers.
Okay.
Our whole purpose in life was to influence people to buy, to transform, to perform. The job of a model is to make people feel something. And if it means I made you feel something to buy a product, I influenced you. And so, you know, there's this idea that there's different categories of influencers and models and Instagram models and content creators, and we have all these words for different things.
Yeah.
In the end, we're all going to be one. The models will not be able to influence or be on social media if they don't learn something from the content creators. Content creators will not be able to continue the direction they do unless they start to perform differently. So meaning models are muses to many, whereas content creators are usually a muse to others. So they get to decide what they look like. Well, as a model to many artists, I get to play different people. And some content creators aren't used to that. So it's like we all learn from one another. We will be a far more powerful identity, whatever that will be called. So I'm okay if my kids say, Mom, I want to be a boss. I'm going to go out there and create a company and an empire, and I'm going to influence people. Then by all means be really good at that. So that's what, to me, an influencer is. But I know everyone has a shady kind of connotation of what that means.
Well, that's very complex, and of course, it's just not one thing.
Exactly.
Elle on the Go.